Alright, go to sleep. Oh, hang on, character status. Oh my, it's getting good. User Luna, Sunny, Pursuer, Sir Quintus, Midnight. What the hell is Midnight? Oops. Go to sleep. Yes. Day 6, right? Yes. Sorry.
Good morning.
Or should I be calling you Mr. Hero?
Oh, good goblins.
I heard you were attacked by a follower of Votis. That must have been awfully scary.
Oh.
All the guards won't stop talking about you. Making me a little bit jealous, as a matter of fact. You know I'm your biggest fan, though, right? Teehee, you're such a charmer.
Go get 'em.
Eat up now, sugar. It's going to be another exciting day. Okay. Wait, I have a title. Castle Guard. Alright. Stop right there. You're under arrest. What? Come quietly or you'll be removed by force.
Oh, good goblins.
What's getting you so riled up? A thief broke into the castle last night and attempted to steal the mana stone. The very same week this. The guard gives you a disgusted look as she stops for a moment to find the right words to express her displeasure. This impostor came to the castle. Coincidence? I think not. You're an idiot.
Thief and a traitor.
And you helped the thief into the castle last night.
Admit it.
Go to the prison tower with you.
Unacceptable.
Oh, whatever. Wow. Okay.
Very well.
I don't like you. Reading the stories about castle dungeons, you always imagine them being deep below ground level. But it seems here, the prison cells are high up a tower.
Move out.
Let's go. If that is your real name, you can tell the first guard is trying to handle you roughly. With a long walk up an insane amount of stairs, you reach an old wooden door with a guard standing watch.
Oh.
Torture my soul. Put me in a hole. I don't care because life is so droll. The guard continues to stare at the floor, mumbling to herself. You can see the frustration swelling up within the first guard as she waits patiently for the guard to notice your arrival.
Unacceptable.
Attention, guard. I'm bringing in a prisoner.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
You.
What are you guys doing here?
Move out.
I just said what we are doing. I have prisoners to bring in. She shoves you forward.
That's an order.
And address me properly.
Not totally.
Sorry, first guard. It's hard to see with all the hair and black makeup covering my eyes. Very well. I'll put him in a cell.
So.
Like how my tortured soul is forced to live in the cell that is my body, in the dungeon that is life.
Very well.
No, that's fine. I'll do it, thank you. You can go back to your post now.
Not totally.
Yes, first guard. Not like it matters anyway. Lazily drifting back to the door, the guard resumes muttering awful, depressing poetry.
Move out.
Get in there. The first guard shoves you into a dark cell with a small barred window at the back.
Very well.
I'll be back to question you after I speak with the commander. Might be a while, so get comfortable.
Admit it.
Be ready to confess upon my return. Traitor scum. With the last of her words, the first guard locks the cell and marches out of the room. Even when the thick prison door shut, you hear her scolding the guard before completely leaving. What would you like to do now? Investigate the cell. With some moldy hay in one corner, a rag and a bucket in the other, it doesn't take long to size the place up. The cell looks like it came straight out of the adventure scroll you read as a child. Escape was always the way out for those characters. Preparing yourself for a long period of boredom, you resign yourself to sit as the closest. All of a sudden, you realize you're not alone in these cells.
Now.
Across the hall, there are two golden eyes staring back at you. Okay, I've been waiting for you, Crumb.
Sword up.
Just finished another sweep of the castle. No intruders or anything out of the ordinary to report.
That's an order.
Then do another sweep. We had to have missed something.
Probably.
Didn't you already apprehend the intruder last night? I don't have time to be running around the castle chasing shadows. Some of us have actual work to do. It's not like someone is going to steal the mana stone in the middle of the day. I mean, come on.
That's an order.
Oh, the commander is gone, I'm in charge and you will follow orders. Keep the gates locked and continue to sweep the castle. You captured the thief too easily. It was almost as if she wanted to be caught.
Unacceptable.
There's something fishy going on, and I won't rest until we find it. Any questions? Or have I made myself clear? Yeah, I was wondering. Has anyone seen the apprentice today?
Is that so?
I thought he was up in the mage tower studying with you. I don't think it had anything to do with the break-in, do you? As if. That farm boy could barely form a complete sentence. What the hell? Now he has the mental capacity to come up with a plot to steal the mana stone, much less actually carry it out. The apprentice may have been the one who reported the intruder to begin with, but he can't fool me. I know he had something to do with it. Wow. I just know it. Crum reported the intruder? And you still arrested him? So that's why we haven't seen him around, yeah. Weren't you the one that ordered that moron to do the rounds last night? As much as I don't want to defend that hopeless fanboy, it sounds like he was just doing his job.
What?
This isn't up for discussion. I
Unacceptable.
will not jeopardize the safety of this castle because you girls are growing attached to him. Everything about the apprentice's arrival and Durando's departure is suspicious. That boy knows more than he's telling us. Perhaps a night in the prison cell will get him to confess. Wow. Meanwhile, in the prison tower,
Yes.
I've been waiting for you, Crum. No need to act surprised. I told you we would be meeting again very soon.
Yes?
The first guard threw in here even though you told her about me, yes? Poor apprentice. Your heart desires greatness, but your loyalties betray you. Loyalties doesn't punish his followers, he rewards them. Especially the capable souls like yourself. You have questions, yes? Who are you?
Yes?
You're too serious, apprentice. I'm just like you, like all of us here. Whether they realize it or not, we are all here to celebrate the Sorceress King's return.
Yes?
We are all stepping stones for his greatness. Isn't he who has written the histories of this world? And it is he who shall write the future for us all. You have questions, yes? Why steal the mana stone? Even a farm boy like yourself have heard of the mana stone, yes? No? You're amusing to say the least.
Of course.
The truth is, no one but the Sorcerer King understands the mysteries behind the stone. Some says it gives eternal life. Others say the produces. This is confusing sentence. Others says it produces unlimited magical energy. Have even heard it can be used to summon dragons.
Yes?
Perhaps we would know more if that thief Durando hadn't stolen it for himself. You honestly believe that vagabond wizard can be trusted with such power?
Of course.
You have questions, yes? What do you want with me?
Yes?
The wizard told you his little scheme, yes? Oh, he did not? Perhaps it is ignorance rather than bravery that pushes you forward. Either way, you will find out soon enough. I'm not one to spoil surprise party.
So lame.
Hey, no talking aloud. This is a creative space to explore the darkness within your own hearts. And that's something you have to do alone, by yourself. Like dancing at 3 in the morning. Whatever.
So.
Here's your evening meal. Here's a bowl of freshly squeezed blood. Enjoy the taste of death. Did it look like me accepting the god guard's food offering? You look into the bowl. Having unintentionally worked for a vampire in the past? What the? You quickly realize it's not blood at all. This isn't blood. It's just tomato soup.
So.
I know. But it would have been cool if it really was blood though, huh?
Yes.
A wish for bloodshed, yes? The prisoner's words send a chill up your spine.
Oh.
Wishes don't come true for gods, only curses. I need to write that down. As the god guard walks away, the prisoner's piercing gaze returns to you. Blood will be shed, apprentice. Shall it be yours or hers? Is that a new nickname for me? Sounds pretty cool, but it might be a bit dark for my style. I know you said the north yard is too bright and sunny,
Sword up.
but if you want to continue sword training, the door's open.
So lame.
Thanks, but no thanks, instructor. Walking away, you hear the god guard mumble under her breath. The entire world is too bright and sunny for a god like me. Don't mind her. She's been like that since I can remember.
All right.
There's not many guards that don't mind hanging out in the prison tower all day. So having her up here is kind of a win-win for everyone. Anyways, I'm afraid I have to be the bearer of bad news. The first guard plans to keep you here overnight.
Yeah.
And while the commander is away, she's in charge. So like it or not, you're stuck here till tomorrow. Before continuing, the sword instructor gives a stern look towards the dark elf prisoner.
Yeah?
Cheer up though, apprentice. I figured if I can't get you out, I might as well make you more comfortable in here. It's nothing much, but this blanket should keep you warmer than those rags. Holding the blanket close, you pick up the scent of roses.
Yes.
Reading some interesting stories in the library, Captain. How did you? I have to go, apprentice.
Till next time,
Take care.
apprentice.
The sword instructor gives a final look to you and the dark elf before leaving the prison tower. As night falls, the prison tower becomes cold and quiet, while you eventually manage to fall asleep. Your dreams are filled with terrifying images. Oh boy. Whoa. Day 7. After a chilling night in a prison tower, morning could not have arrived any sooner. The southeast sea winds would hit the narrow window just right to create a whistling howl. Not only did the noise make it nearly impossible to sleep, but the ice surrounding the base of the tower made the air near freezing. Snowflakes land on you only to dissolve into damp patches on your clothing. The scrap of blankets were enough to keep you from going into hypothermia, but that's about it. Looking towards the cell of the dark elf, you notice it's empty? Boo!
So lame.
If you're looking for the dark elf, she's been brought to the commander for questioning. The first guard picked her up early this morning while you were curled up on the floor shaking.
Oh.
I prefer resting in peace, but to each their own, I guess. Here's your breakfast, or whatever. Scrambled brains. Remembering the last meal, you look at your breakfast incredulously. Scrambled eggs and toast. Yum! It's pretty nice being a prisoner, huh? After a surprisingly delicious meal, you begin to hear the rhythmic sound of boots and armor marching up the stairway. Even before entering the prison tower, you can hear the first guard shout commands at the god guard.
Unacceptable.
Marching in with the usual authoritative confidence, the first guard drags in the dark elf and throws her back in the cell.
That's an order.
Lock her up, dark elf scum.
Not totally lame.
Yes, first guard. The first guard bangs her lance against the cell bars and greets you with mock courtesy.
Very well.
At attention, prisoner. I trust you slept well. Is it morning already?
That can't be right.
Don't sass me, boy. You have only your friends to thank for getting you into trouble like this. Hopefully being locked up in here has loosened your tongue. The Royal Commander has returned and wishes to speak with you. Jailer, open this cell, please.
Not totally lame.
Yes, first guard. This way, prisoner. With slow, dreary footsteps, the god guard approaches your cell and begins unlocking your chains. Be careful not to damage him. That boy is the champion of Stars Reach, yes?
That's an order.
Rogues are supposed to be quiet, aren't they? So pipe down.
Move out.
Now you! Come along, chop chop! The first guard grabs you roughly by the collar and pushes you towards the door. Down the stairs, across the upper courtyard and up the command tower, you eventually arrive at the Royal Commander's office.
Very well.
Here we are. Stand fast, prisoner. The first guard gives you 4 brief knocks on the door before calling out the commander.
Yes, Commander.
First guard reporting. We brought you the male prisoner as requested. With heavy clank, the thick wooden door begins to open. Despite the warm rays of sun coming through the huge stained glass windows, the commander's chill dominates the room. Snowflakes dot the air as bits of light refract and skew from them to create an almost rainbow effect. Seeming to ignore your arrival, the commander continues to write a letter scroll. After gracefully inscribing the final sentence, she returns the quill to its holder and leans back slightly in her chair to greet you.
Apprentice.
While white clouds begin to appear as you exhale, you become very conscious of your rate of breathing. Too fast or too slow? Thick and stretched along as the silence becomes unbearable. You end up blurting the first thing that comes to your mind. It wasn't my fault! The accounts from the other soldiers would suggest the same. You carry out the castle rounds and reported the urgent news to the first
Well
guard.
done.
Now, proper procedure. A wave of relief washes over you as the room seems to warm slightly. After visibly exhaling, you notice the commander's attitude has not changed.
I must consider.
However, there is one aspect of this report I would like you to explain. The statement given by the Dark Elf upon her arrest. She claims that she was let into the castle. The commander pauses for a moment, as if to judge your reaction.
Apprentice,
Let into the castle by you.
I have no time for games.
Baseless claims are no more than words in the wind, but the Dark Elf had much to say about you, Apprentice. Not only did she name you as her ally, she knew of your recent activities as well as the details of her battle preparations.
Apprentice,
Care to explain? I saw her in a dream.
Unacceptable.
Don't waste the commander's time with perverted dreams.
silence.
No. Let him speak. The night before I arrived, when I fell asleep next to the pathway, I had a dream. I was surrounded by some sort of purple smoke, and that's when I saw the Dark Elf woman. She asked me my name, so I told her. Then after that, she told me she was looking for someone, and would be waiting for me at the castle. I swear I thought it was just a freaky dream or something. Otherwise I would have...
Guards!
Leave us.
What?
But Commander...
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. The first guard hesitantly looks back at you before completely exiting the office. Now that you are both alone, the commander rises from a chair and walks over to the window.
War is coming.
Thick stone walls, high towers, in a strategic position. Tower Reach was built to withstand any siege.
I must
But there is one weakness that exists inside any castle. A fatal flaw no stonemason, carpenter, or strategist can prevent.
Forgive me.
I trust my soldiers,
I do not have time for such pleasantries.
but not as much as I trust my instincts. Deception, poison, thievery, and stealth are the way of rogues. The Dark Elf told many lies during her statements, but one thing she said carried a new wind of truth.
Apprentice,
There's a spy in my castle. The commander lets the weight of her words sink in before continuing.
War is coming.
I've been preparing my entire life for the return of Voltish. Strange as Durandal may seem, his counsel has never led me astray.
I must consider.
Since his instructions were for you to act in his stead, there's no other I can turn to for this urgent job. Someone has betrayed us, and is feeding information to our enemies.
Apprentice,
I need you to discover the identity of this traitor, and report it to me. As a leader, I cannot allow threats of betrayal to distract me from war preparations. If that happens, voters will have already won.
War is
From
coming.
now on, I ask for you to talk to everyone you can. If you can build relationship with the other soldiers, perhaps you will glean clues to unraveling this mystery.
agreed.
I respect my soldiers' privacy and do not wish to know about their personal dealing.
I must
What I ask
consider.
is that you be on the lookout for suspicious activity. People saying or doing things out of the ordinary. Trust your gut, Apprentice. If something feels out of place, I need you to find out how out of place.
I have no time
Again,
for games.
I only wish to find the identity of the spy. The idea of spying on my own soldiers disgusts me, but courtesy and respect does not win wars.
Apprentice,
If you discover any personal information, please keep that confidential. Learn what you can, but do not toy with their lives. They are people before soldiers, even the enemy. Okay? The commander cuts off her sentence as her attention turns towards the side door. Big sister, big sister! The door opened a crack, a face that looks exactly like Commander speaks in. Are you in here, sister? Oh my, the apprentice. The door swings open as a perky young woman with an elegantly flowing pink dress frolics in. Her daintiness was immediately contrasted by two giant hands gripping either side of the doorway from the other side. Cracking stone can be heard as the gargantuan form of an old knight pulls himself through the doorway. Beg your pardon, Commander. I understand you requested no interruptions, but the princess was rather insistent on visiting you.
agreed.
You have no need of pardon, Sir Quintance. I anticipated such an interruption and was sure to conclude my business with the apprentice ahead of schedule.
Are you enjoying my castle?
How do you do, apprentice? I've heard much about you.
Absolutely not.
Since the war was declared, I haven't been allowed outside the upper court yet. Otherwise, I would have introduced myself to you sooner. Is it true Durando named you champion of Starreach? Something like that. Have you participated in many battles before? This will be my sister's, my first war. It's just so exciting, is it not?
Quite.
Older soldiers are talking about you and the dark elf thief. Some of them are saying you and her.
Silence.
Forgive the apprentice, dear princess.
Forgive me.
He was just leaving.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
come on, big sister, that's not fair. I only just got here.
Absolutely not.
Forgive my much older sister, apprentice. Just because war was declared doesn't mean we can't have fun.
So exciting, is it not?
Come find me later so we can chat some more. I'd love to hear what it's like to growing up on a farm.
Apprentice.
Or an apprentice. Do not forget the urgent job I have tasked you with.
Ta-ta.
Bye, apprentice, bye! Before you can finish waving goodbye, the first guard begins escorting you out the door.
Move out.
You heard the commander. Let's go, apprentice. Yeesh. As the first guard opens the door for you to exit, you're surprised to see someone on the other side.
Huh?
Yeah! For being first out the door, you were the only one to catch a glimpse of the black cat before it scurried off.
What?
What was that? Was someone listening from beyond the door? Never mind. Just keep moving. Once we get to the upper courtyard, you'll be free to go.
That's an order.
Now quit lollygagging and looking back at me. Get a move on, soldier. Down the stairs, 1, 2.
Very well.
Here's where I'll leave you. Thank you for your participation in the Dark Elf Thief investigation.
Stay out of trouble.
As a show of good faith, the commander has informed me that you will now be allowed outside of your room at night. None of the instructors will be available for training, but you will still be able to talk to them. The commander wants you to talk to as many people as you can, but any job will have to wait until morning.
That can't be right.
I'll try to remember not to arrest you again if I see you at night. Not even an apology. What a bitch. Alright. What's over here? I'm not talking to her. I heard from Elaine that you spent the night in the dungeons. That must have been so scary. Can't believe First Guard had you arrested. Actually, I can. She can be so strict. But don't tell her I said that. Glad that no one got hurt at least. Can't imagine what I'd do if I lost you. Or any of my other friends here at Star's Reach, of course. You'd be upset if something had happened to me, right? More than you can imagine. That's so sweet. It's been nice getting to know you in this past week, Crumb. I need to get back to work before the first guard says something. See you later. Huh. What's going on in here? Whoa. Bunch of people drinking. Well, this isn't our favorite little soldier. We heard about the absolutely dreadful business with that thief. We're just so thrilled to have you back in one piece. It would have been devastating if something were to happen before we have the chance to experiment. Foolish wench. What difference does it make? Even if he didn't come back in one piece, would have experimented on him anyway.
What?
That is not true. I was truly worried sick. Simply cannot fathom the idea of anything unfortunate happening to anyone. Unless it was for scientific purposes. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, for greater purpose. Absolutely. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be prepared for sacrifice. I would sacrifice you all in a heartbeat. That would appease the god of... Oh, shut up. Every time we're about to have a scientific discussion with someone, you have to go and embarrass us. Now, I can't remember what we were talking about.
Our door's always open.
Yes. Chirp, welcome back to the free world, Crumb. The open air must be nice after being cooped up in a cage all night. To be honest though, it's been like a fox in the hen house ever since that thief appeared. All kinds of rumors have been going around. First everyone was saying a dark elf tried to steal the mana stone. Then they were saying you tried to steal the mana stone. Then it was that you and the dark elf were working together. The people were saying the dark elf attacked you. Or was it she attacked the orc guard at the west gate? I have no idea what's going on at this point. No one will tell me anything specific, so I've been stuck piecing everything together from bits of gossip.
Certainly.
Since you're not in the prison tower and the world didn't end, the stone must be safe. So everything is okay, right? The thief is in jail now.
Certainly.
Way to go, Castle Guardian. That's a relief for me. There's one thing I can't stand, it's a thief. If they had any idea of the cost of running a business, they'd think twice about ripping people off. Sorry,
I don't know.
I won't get into that. You understand, though. Thanks for giving me the inside scoop, Crumb.
Thank you. Please come again.
Alright. Can't do anything but talk to him. The upper courtyard. Alright, let's go to bed. What's going on over here? Oh, this midnight. What are you doing back at the castle? I thought something terrible happened to you and you're such a scaredy cat, big sis. Start that rogue training with the dark elf so you don't need to worry about me anymore. You're doing what? Midnight, you can't. Huh? What is he doing here?
No way.
Didn't I tell you not to talk to him? How many times do I have to tell? We can't trust humans. I know, but what do you think you're doing with my sister, huh? Think just because she's a cat you can touch her without permission?
Cool.
I'm a rogue. If you can tell by my cloak and daggers. That means I don't have to be afraid of big people. Especially not some scriptorium page flipper like you. You get me, apprentice? I'm saying I'll fight you. Fight anyone that tries to lay a paw on my sister. I cannot hit a lady. Like, how dare you call me that? No, lady, I'm a rogue. I'm going to kick your butt for that. Two daggers appear in the rogue's hands as foot strikes you in the chest. Apprentice! Durandal says the mage star is for learning and discard, not for fighting. Whoa. Just like that, you and Midnight are ejected from the mage tower. Great. Well, thanks. New titles? No? Alright, go to sleep. Lying down in your warm feathered bed, can't help but feel grateful. Sleeping on the ground isn't the most comfortable, but grass and earth are softer than the cold stone of the prison tower. No, it wasn't just the feeling of being back in your bed after a bad holiday. There's more than that. It was the feeling of being at home. Feeling you haven't had in a long time. Maybe I do belong here. Maybe I can finish this apprenticeship. Could you really mean it this time? Or will this end up as another failed apprenticeship? The small farm boy in the big castle would have to wait for the answer, but he didn't care. His mind had already begun to race, thinking back on the new friends and memories he had made this past week. From sub-zero superpowers to sugar plum bunnies, two-sided scientists to fantastical felines, busty-bladed babes to angsty archer attitude, winged working women to dangerous dark elves. While there were far too many thoughts to focus on one, there was one thought that kept repeating in the apprentice's mind. So much so that it made him want to burst out of the blankets in excitement. Can't wait for another exciting day at Stars Reach. Okay. Meanwhile, in the stinking, smoldering depths of Goblin Town. Stop there, that's far enough. Husa approaches mighty King Grundle. Misa have reports for Grand King's Grundle. Carry most important news of hostages from Star Village. You return to me empty-handed and alone? That's a golden-haired Aisha lady used cheapsy trick to find where we say hide villagers. Then she's a used cutter sword and big stupid bird to surprise kills us. Ow. No. Misa did everything wise Kingsa says, but plans didn't work. It wasn't Misa's fault, I had to. Damn. Oh, shut up. You shouldn't have killed the stupid bitch or died trying. The only thing that didn't go according to our master's plan was that you came back alive.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. That means it's time for Stars Reach to see a leader that can really sparkle. Ready my carriage, men, and polish up the rims extra shiny.
Yep.
Right away, your majesties. Where are we goings? To Star Reach Castle, like I just said. And who said you're allowed to ask questions? When I give you an order, you just do it. The massive king of goblins twacks his underlings with the butt of his axe, in the manner of a small child throwing a tantrum. Sorry, sir. Right away, sir. I can't wait to see the look on Captain Brea's face when she sees what I've done with her sword. Good one, boss. What are you still doing here? Didn't I tell you to get my carriage? That was the other guard, your majesties. Did you want me set to ghost too? No. You stay here. That wizard, Darandel, should be arriving soon. I want to make sure he doesn't do anything funny. I don't trust him. The plot thickens. Chapter 2. Champion of Starstreet.
Good morning.
Can you believe how fast time is flying these days?
Woohoo!
It's already the start of another exciting week at Starstreet. Don't go getting too comfortable now though, you hear?
I know how boys are.
Touching between boys and girls is forbidden, so be sure you're keeping your hands to yourself when you're not talking. Even if you are in a relationship with someone, we'll have to keep those activities a secret.
Oh,
The first guard is always around somehow. You'd swear she has the devil's luck.
oh, good.
Speaking of the first guard, she put out a notice to all the guards that there have been reports of surprise goblin attacks inside the castle. We're supposed to be all on alert, so I want you to know to be extra careful.
You betcha.
Anyhow, I don't mean to keep you from your training, Mr. Castle Guard. Go on and have a great day now, you hear? Yes, new week, new possibilities. The commander said we're free to do whatever we want now, right? Then let's do everything. We should train. No, we should take more and more jobs. Or maybe we should just talk to people and explore. Candy said I'll just follow your lead. Let's just do our best today, okay? Alright. Let's go to Forest Edge. Grab an apple. Yes. Go for the apple. Huh. Hey,
No.
let's talk to her. Why don't you help me gather the equipment for the day? We keep the training stores by where those guards are hanging out. If you grab the swords, I'll grab the shields. Talking with the instructor may require courage and affect your relationship. Yes. As you collect the swords from the barracks and bring them out to the yard, you overhear a couple of guards talking. Did you hear about G Company?
Of course.
Everyone knows about G Company. Or should I say that's left of G Company. They're all dead or shipped out to Fort Isaac with the villagers.
Oh, no.
One of the survivors said Captain Bree received the letters that the meeting was a trap and to retreat. But get this, she ignored orders and forced everyone to march anyway.
Say
Shut
what?
up. A reckless barbarian of a captain. Small wonder the royal commander had to go into the field and save her.
Oh.
Do you think Voltes has really returned and joined forces with the Goblin King?
Impossible.
Of course not. Oh, fuck's sakes. That was probably just some lame attempt to cover up Bree's incompetence. You're right. And now with the scar on her head, she's as ugly as she's stupid. Listening to the guards badmouth Bree, you know it's only a matter of time before she comes within earshot. What do? Hey, shut your mouth! Without thinking, you confront the guards with your best attempt at a stern, commanding voice. Hey, you two! Shut your damn mouth! That's no way to speak about your captain.
Say what?
Huh? Who the hell are you?
Of course.
Wait, I know you. He's that stupid wizard our new apprentice.
Oui?
Yes, a special boy. You think we're afraid of some little goblin puke like you? Drawing their weapons, the guards slowly begin to surround you. They must have thought you were to challenge them to a fight. Defend myself. You fight the guards? Really good. Time begins to slow down. There's a tingle runs up from your feet and down to your fingertips. Oh. The guards were no match for your strength. Hey, what's going on here?
Say what?
We're minding our own business when the apprentice attacked us from behind.
Oui?
It's true, Captain Bree. Wow.
Is that so? I'm not sure.
Oh, since I didn't hear what happened, I'll just have to write this off as mutual combat. Consider that your girl's short training for the day. Now run along. This isn't over. Watch your back, apprentice.
No.
Oui. Wash your back, apprentice. You're stinky. What? Not wash, it's watch. Don't they have that saying where you come from?
Oh no, no.
That is a silly saying. It's impossible for him to wash his own back since he isn't tough like me. And he doesn't have snakes for hair to look behind him either.
Impossible.
Curse your slimes for being so literal. Let's just get out of here.
Of course.
You know who's going to want to hear about this? Once the guards have leave the area. You notice a wave of sadness crossed the sword instructor's expression.
Yeah.
I appreciate you standing up for me like that back there, but those guards were right. It was my fault so many soldiers died. I was their captain, and my stupidity led them right into the Goblins' King's trap. And I have this hideous scar to mark my failure for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Oh well, my burdens aren't for the others to bear. Swords up, right? Sentence fragments scamper around your brain, but nothing seems speech-worthy. Perhaps if you talk to Bria again later, you'll be able to comfort her. Anyway, I should get back to work.
Till next time, apprentice.
Let's go talk to someone else.
Apprentice.
Hi.
Apprentice.
Stop here for a moment, would you?
I must
You've changed,
consider.
Castle Guard Krum. The way you stand, the way you walk, even the way you hold yourself.
Well done.
You're no longer the farm boy I saw at the West Gate. There's something different about you I can't put my finger on.
Agreed.
An air of confidence and security. You almost remind me of my father before he left.
I must
He was a good
consider.
man, a kind man, always putting the needs of others before himself.
Apprentice.
Believe it or not, he started out as Durandal's apprentice, just like you. Then again, so was I, in a way.
Impossible.
For a time I have blamed Durandal for sending my father away, but that is youth. Selfishly blaming others without even trying to understand the reason for their actions.
I have no time for games.
At the time I was throwing with my mother and father, I renounced my title and lineage. Make no mistake, I do not regret my decision, but
Apprentice.
in truth, my only regret is not saying goodbye. My sister was too young to remember, but I should have been wiser.
I must consider.
Instead of telling my parents I loved them, I took my father's sword and army and swept across the countryside looking for any excuse for a fight.
Agreed.
Though I did many good deeds and had slain many evils, none of it filled the hole left in my heart. I said I was doing it for justice, and I said I was doing it to continue my father's legacy of peace. But that wasn't true.
I have no time for games.
I killed monsters and men alike, not for peace. I did it out of hate.
I must consider.
I thought after a long time and guidance from Durandal I would have been able to put that hate behind me. But Voltes is the reason my parents left.
Apprentice.
Now the Sorcerer King has returned and Durandal has gone, and oh now my path is clear. My hatred is what gives me focus. My blame is what moves me forward, and my revenge will soon be at hand.
I must consider.
I will not make the same mistake as my father in Durandal. I will kill the Sorcerer King Voltes. I will help you kill Voltes.
You have my thanks.
My thanks, Castle Guard Crew, but when the time comes, it must be me that kills Voltes. For too long have I waited, and for too long I have prepared.
Apprentice.
I'll have need of you in the final battle, but I won't be needing you for that. My father gave me this sword for a purpose, and now I know what that purpose is. Nice.
Farewell.
Let's go do a job.
Mars was very bright last night.
Okay.
Perhaps not.
Sorry, Princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk at the moment. I've been having trouble sleeping as of late, and last night was particularly bad.
Indeed.
Perhaps you should help me with something.
There is much to consider.
You see, Apprentice, I have not simply been suffering from insomnia, rather I have been having
There
dreams.
is much to consider.
More like nightmares. Nightmares which cause me much strife.
There is much to consider.
Unfortunately, I cannot remember what these dreams are exactly. I can remember these intense feelings of dread and fear.
Lightning strike you.
The fact I keep having these dreams means that they are important, likely prophetic in some way. Thus, it is of utmost importance that I recall them.
There is much
For
to
that?
consider.
I need a dream catcher. I'm almost finished constructing one, but I'm missing a vital piece.
Indeed.
Because these are particularly bad dreams, I need a large dark feather. Fortunately, I do not know where I might find one.
There is much to consider.
If you were to help me acquire one, I'll be able to finish my dream catcher and I'll be able to interpret these dreams. Sure.
Indeed.
Just remember that the feather needs to be dark as night and very large. Even a raven's feather would be much too small. A large dark feather, huh? Maeve has large feathers, but they aren't very dark. There's something else in Star's Reach with giant feathers? Of course there is.
May the winds be with you.
Can you be more obvious? Need to... remember the Alfed's strength and swiftness and the sharpness of his talons. You decide that plucking a large dark feather from him would be luckily... would be what exactly? I didn't see. When you work briefly for an aviarist, you know it's only a matter of time before Apprentice removes and discards a few feathers. You also know that what certain birds can pick up new words very quickly, even if they only hear it once when you drop a crate on your foot. After all, that's how you lost that job. At least the aviarist was able to sell that bird to a full-mouthed sailor. How do you know that if you lost that job? Sometime later you notice Apprentice uses his beak to pull out a large dark feather from his wing. Opening his beak, he places the large dark feather on the ground beside him. With one quick flap of his wings, Apprentice sends the feathers flying into the bushes beside him. No longer worried about having your chest scratched again, you gather the largest dark feather and put it in your bag. Nice.
Indeed.
You found one. Thank you, Apprentice.
Perhaps
I
not.
see. I knew the commander had a griffin, but I never seen it myself. What? Don't you live this place? What the? Griffins are almost always of the light variety.
Indeed.
Now I can finish that dream catcher. Only hope that these dreams are about something preventable.
There is much to consider.
This feather may prove to be of vital importance, and I feel you should be rewarded for your effort. I have nothing valuable with me, so I hope that this will suffice. The Thunder Girl leans forward and kisses you on the cheek in a calm and composed manner, showing neither excitement nor nervousness. Despite this, your cheek feels a pleasant jolt of electricity as her lips press firmly against it. A second later, she steps back. Her face is reactionless, as if nothing had happened. Yet she doesn't seem cold or distant, and you can somehow tell that she really did appreciate your help.
May the winds be with you.
I shall let you know what I see, no matter what my dreams may entail. Nice. Alright,
May the winds
let's go
be with
check
you.
in the gallery. I must have unlocked something. Yes. Nice. Alright.